Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. Now this is a response to Rob Walker, who did a video earlier on in the week where he showed two albums released on the same day. Exactly the same day, same month, same year, and he picked which one he preferred. He did 10 sets of two albums. I'm going to do 15 sets of two albums. This was great fun. I really enjoyed Rob's video. Check it out, I'll put a link to it below. Yeah, the one he did for 1980 really did surprise me, and I was almost fist pumping the air. Two albums I love, but he picked the right one. Okay, so the date is the 4th of March 1983, and we have a number 5 album for OMD, Dazzle Ships, and this is the one with Genetic Engineering, Telegraph, Romance of the Telescope. Really strong album, got to number 5. And a number 1 album from the same date, and it is Spandau Ballet's True. And this had 4 hit singles. The number 1 hit, True, Communication, Lifeline and Gold. Yeah, this one wins without a shadow of a doubt. I do like the 4 Spandau Ballet singles off this album, but I'm not too keen on the rest of it. This album I really do like all of it, so it wins. The 8th of the 4th, 83, and these two albums I bought whenever I got back into vinyl about 6-7 years ago, and they both cost £1. That's why I bought them. And it's a number 4 album for Heaven 17, and it's the Luxury Gap, and this has the singles Temptation, Come Live With Me, Crushed by the Wheels of Industry, and I think Let Me Go was a single as well. It's not bad, it's okay. I'm never a huge fan of Come Live With Me, but I bought it for nostalgia's sake. It took me back to 83. But the other one released on the same date and a number 1 album is Bonnie Tyler's Faster Than the Speed of Night, and this has the number 1 hit Total Eclipse of the Heart, as well as the title track Faster Than the Speed of Night, which was also written by Jim Steinman. She does a version of CCR's Have You Ever Seen the Rain, which is very good. And she does Bryan Adams' Straight From the Heart, which is very good. I prefer this one, to be honest with you. My friend had this, so I know this one much better than this one, but still, for £1 each they were worth getting, but Bonnie wins. We're still in 1983, and the 31st of the 5th, 83, number 15 hit for Talking Heads, and it is Speaking in Tongues, and this is the one with Burning Down the House, Making Flippy Floppy, Girlfriend Is Better, Slippery People, Swamp. Really good album, but it is up against Agnieszka Falskog of ABBA and a number 18 hit, and this has the minor hit The Heat Is On, which was originally performed by Nisha Fox. I really like this, but I'm going to have to be honest and say that the Talking Heads wins. It's a better album, although if I was to pick my favourite song off any of these two albums, it would be the title track of Agnieszka's Wrap Your Arms Around Me. So Talking Heads wins. Now we go way back to the 15th of the 11th 1970, and Velvet Underground's Loaded was released, and this failed to chart, and this features Who Loves the Sun, Sweet Jane, Rock and Roll. Those are the 3 main songs. Lonesome Cowboy Bill, New Age, not a bad album, not their best, but also released on that date, and it got to number 18 in the charts. It's Van Morrison's His Band in the Street Choir, and this is the one with Domino. I've Been Working, Call Me Up in Dreamland, which is great. Virgo Clowns, Gypsy Queen Street Choir, fantastic song. This wins for me. I do like both albums, but I do prefer Van Morrison's His Band in the Street Choir, which was the follow-up to Moondance. Okay, right, on the 27th of the 11th 1970, this was released. All Things Must Pass, so nothing can beat this, right? Well, we shall see. The number 1 album, of course, features My Sweet Lord, What Is Life, Wah Wah. I do like this album, but I think it would be better as a single album. As I said before, George Harrison's voice makes me very sleepy. But up against it is an album that failed to chart, and it's the Kinks, and this is Lola versus Power Man in the Money Go Round, and this is the one with Lola and 8 Man. Dave Davis is one of his best songs, Strangers. It has the Money Go Round, which is a great little number, the Contenders, This Time Tomorrow, and A Long Way From Home, Rats. Which one? It's this one here. I do prefer this album. I know I'm probably in the minority here, but I think this is a really, really good Kinks album, and I would play this long before I would play George Harrison's All Things Must Pass. But I'll say again, the best songs, the best two songs are on this one, which is My Sweet Lord and What Is Life. But as an album, I prefer the Kinks. Okay, 19th of the 3rd, 71, and we have a number 11 album from Wings, and it's Wings Wildlife, and this is not the new Half Speed Master. This is a very flimsy Fame copy from the 1980s, and I do really like this album. I love Mumbo, Bip Bop's fine, Tomorrow is brilliant. Wildlife is it goes on far too long, and Some People Never Know also goes on too long. I'm putting this up against Leonard Cohen's Songs of Love and Hate, which got to number 4 on the chart, so this actually did better. And this is the one with Famous Blue Raincoat, Dress Rehearsal Rag, and Joan of Arc on it. I'm not too sure which one I prefer, but I think I'm going to go with the Leonard Cohen album. I think overall it's a better album. Okay, the 21st of the 7th, 1972, and we have The Slider by T-Rex. Now nothing's going to beat this, obviously. Metal Guru, Telegram Sam, Baby Boomerang, Rabbit Fighter, Mystic Lady, Spaceball Ricochet, Chariot Sugar, Bottoms of Mars. I could go on and on and on. But this was also released, and this is Rod Stewart's Never a Dull Moment, and this is probably my favourite Rod Stewart album. And this has really great songs like Mama You've Been On My Mind, the Bob Dylan song, Angel, the Jimi Hendrix one, which is great, I'd Rather Go Blind, You Wear It Well, which was a #1 hit. So yeah, this is a fantastic album. This is part of Rod's great run in the early 70s. Which one would I give it to? Of course, I'm going to give it to The Slider. Love it, so it wins. The 11th of the 9th, 1973, and we have Art Garfunkel's Angel Clare, and it's his first solo album. And up against that is Bruce Springsteen's The Wild, The Innocent and the E Street Shuffle. By the way, the Slider got to 4 and Never a Dull Moment got to number 1. This here got to number 33, while Angel Clare got to number 14. This one here has one of the first Bruce Springsteen songs I think I ever heard was Rosalita. I remember seeing it on a TV show. It was probably the Old Grey Whistle Test. Apart from that, it's alright, it's not bad. This one here is so lush, it's unbelievably lush, and this is the one with All I Know on it. Albert Hammond writes a song called Mary Was an Only Child. He does a version of Van Morrison's I Shall Sing. Travelling Boy is very good. Feo, which was demoed for Bridge Over Troubled Water, is also on this. I prefer this. I know I'm definitely in the minority, but I would play this before I would play the Bruce Springsteen one. So Art Garfunkel wins. Okay, the 19th of the 10th, 73, and we have David Bowie Pin-Ups. Now, whenever I did a ranking about 3 years ago of his albums, I put this about 20, 21 or 22 or something, and said I didn't like doing it because I absolutely love this album, which I really do. It got to number 1, and this got to number 2. And it's The Who's Quadrophenia, which many people think is one of the best albums ever released. And I've said before, I've never been a huge fan of this, although I do appreciate it a lot more now than I did. If I had to give one away, I would give the Pin-Ups away because I've got about 6 copies of it. But what is my favourite? My favourite is definitely Pin-Ups. I absolutely love this album. I know it's covers, but I think it's a really, really strong album. The Who one is growing on me, but still, Pin-Ups for me. I think I'm the only one, but I can't help it. Okay, now this next two, the 6th of the 6th 75, and they're from the same band, and they're really both compilations. Well, one's a sort of unreleased songs, and it's Rolling Stones, and it's Metamorphosis, and this is a collection of 60s material that had never been released. I got to number 45 in the charts, and it's up against Made in the Shade, which is a compilation, 10-track compilation of the 71 to 74 material. This got to number 14. This is the better album. This is the one I'd keep if I had to give one away, because you can't get this stuff anywhere else. There is some decent stuff on here. You get the version of Out of Time, which has the hit single version for, I can't remember the name of the guy that did it, but it was the it had the orchestral opening. You get things like I Don't Know Why, Jiving Sister Fanny, Try a Little Harder, Memo from Turner, the one that Mick Jagger would release as a solo album, or a solo single. This one here is just fantastic, although it doesn't have Rocks Off on it. It's got Brown Sugar, Tumbling Dice, Happy, Dance Little Sister, Wild Horses, Angie, Bitch, It's Only Rock and Roll, Do Do Do, Heartbreaker, and Rip This Joint. This is the better album, but if I had to only keep one, I would be keeping this, because it's compilation, but this is the better album. Okay, the 5th of the 3rd, 76, and these two are poles apart. Donna Summer, A Love Trilogy, and this got to number 21. It features my favourite Donna Summer track, which takes up the whole side 1, Try Me, I Know We Can Make It. And side 2 is not bad either, with Could It Be Magic, Wasted, and Come With Me. Really good album, probably my favourite Donna Summer studio album, and it's up against Slade, Nobody's Fools, which is not my favourite Slade album, but it's a really good album as well. It's got the 2 hit singles, Let's Call It Quits and In For a Penny, as well as Nobody's Fool, which failed to chart and is one of their best ever songs. So this is a strong album. Which one would I choose? If I had to give away again, I would be giving away Donna Summer, because I'm a Slade collector, but I'm going to say Donna Summer is the better album, because this is, I think, her best. So Donna Summer wins, believe it or not. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 sets to go, and the 10th of the 11th, 78, and the number 2 album for Queen, and we have Jazz with the fantastic Don't Stop Me Now, and Bicycle Race, Dead on Time, Mustafa, Fat Bottom Girls. It's a good album, not my favourite, mid-table for me, but still a fine album. And it's up against another mid-table album which got to number 6, and it's The Lady on My T-shirt, it's Kate Bush and Lionheart. And this is the one with the fantastic Hammer Horror on it. Wow, Don't Push Your Foot on the Heartbreak, Oh England My Lionheart. This is a good album. This is a good album. Difficult to choose, but I'm going to go with the Queen Jazz album. I think I prefer it overall. So Queen wins that one. Okay, this is the one that Rob Walker guessed that I would do. Both albums released on the 9th of the 6th, 79. They were actually recorded at the same time as well. One in the evening, one at night. And we have Dave Edmunds' Repeat When Necessary, which got to number 39 just, and Nick Lowe's Labour of Lust, which got to number 42. Both are Rockpile albums, but under different names. This is the one with the bigger hit singles. It's got Girls Talk, oh God, there's no writing at the back. It's got Girls Talk, Queen of Hearts, Crawling from the Wreckage, and then Sweet Little Lisa, which is a brilliant song, and The Creature from the Black Lagoon, which was written by Billy Bremner. Good album. Side 2 is not quite as good as side 1. This one here has got Cruel to Be Kind, Cracking Up, Dose of You, Without Love, Switchboard Susan, Skin Deep. Really, really good album. I like both of them, but this one wins. Nick Lowe wins. Labour of Lust. So 2 more to go, and we're going to 1980s, and the 29th of the 4th, 1985, and a number 3 album for the Eurythmics. Be Yourself Tonight, which has the singles Would I Lie to You, There Must Be an Angel, Playing With My Heart, Sisters Were Doing It For Themselves, It's Alright. The only other song I actually like on this is Adrian, which I think has Elvis Costello on it. But it's not a bad album, it's a bit patchy, and it's up against Freddie Mercury's Mr. Bad Guy, which has the #1 hit, although it took 8 years for it to get there, Living on My Own. The big hit at the time was I Was Born to Love You, Mr. Bad Guy, Let's Turn It On. I think this is really good. It is quite disco-y, but I think it's really good, and I prefer this over the remix. And the last one, and we have 2 albums from classic artists, and both albums are not brilliant, and we have from the 10th of the 6th, 85, the Beach Boys, and this is the one with the Boy George song on it, which is called Passing Friends. So if you're looking for Boy George to write songs for you, you know you're in trouble. The only one song I really like off this is Get You Back, the rest of it is pretty poor. So it's up against, it got to number 52 in the charts. By the way, Mr. Bad Guy got to number 6, and Be Yourself Tonight got to number 3. It's up against Bob Dylan's Empire Burlesque, which got to number 33 in the charts, which is very low position for Dylan, but this does have Tight Connection in My Heart, which I love, absolutely love that song. I also do like I'll Remember You, and there's another one here, When the Night Comes Falling from the Sky, which is very good. So of the 2, this one wins hands down, even though it's not a fantastic album. Okay, those are my 15 sets of 2 albums. I hope you enjoyed it. Check Rob's video, really good, and you should have a go at this yourself. It's easy to research. All you do is write in 1979 in music for Wikipedia, and it gives you everything and the release dates for the UK anyway. So I don't know if they're the same dates in America or any other country. Okay, that's me for now. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to have another video quite soon. All the best now. Bye bye.